I'm
It's a
gonna
good
be
life
honest.
lesson.
I didn't learn anything about being an adult in college.
Yeah, you did. What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't learn anything
I
about
feel
being an adult?
maybe towards like the last year of college is like when I
Yeah.
realized.
Well,
But
you learned how to work out better.
that's true. That's very true. But then it's like if you're putting in all that money and all that time and you only get back something useful at the last year, it's like what really is the product yield of college? You know what I mean?
That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
but what did you, I mean? I think we all learned like quite a bit about ourselves while we were in college.
Oh yeah, very true.
Yeah, and maybe you can't just like chalk that up to being in college, but I mean, it still happened while we were in the same environment. You know?
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm trying to think of other skill. I got better at shopping for my own groceries, but I honestly still can't tell you how much like a gallon of milk is. I just I just buy it and like some people are like, oh, it's $4.29 this week. I'm gonna wait till next week till the prices go down. But I just don't keep track of it. So I have
Are you
honestly
addicted
no
to
idea.
milk?
No, actually, as I've gotten older, I feel like I've gotten more lactose intolerant. I don't know if the audience needed to know that, but
I've been the opposite.
you've become like super tolerant.
Yeah, what's like I didn't know that I was lactose intolerant up until like maybe a year and a half ago. So I just drank milk and I just like I was like, wow, I feel so shitty, but I guess this is how everyone is. And then I realized, wait a minute, I could be lactose intolerant, and then I just didn't stop. Like that piece of knowledge did not deter me at all. In fact, I probably drank even more milk after that just to see if it was really true.
Yeah.
And then I guess it just one day stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's
Wait,
your
how
lesson,
did it
kids.
stop? But we
I
need
don't
you
know.
for the Goya car.
Who else will power our methane vehicles?
Wait, no, that'd be super meta.
How much does it cost to go to
Definitely over
Like,
50, 60, right?
Probably even
60,000.
more than that, dude.
Yeah.
That's an absurd amount of money.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you
for that kind
buy
of school.
for a 4-year education, you can buy a Ferrari. Although
Is that how much
Ferraris are kind of
Ferraris
overpriced,
cost?
to be honest. But okay, let's say you get a house instead of a pretty nice house too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You
I
could
don't know
build a
why I wanted the
house.
Ferrari. Oh
You
yeah,
could build a
for sure.
tiny home, like a tiny home. Yeah, for sure. You could probably build like 6 tiny homes.
No, dude, if you're in like Wyoming, you could build probably a pretty big home for like
Yeah.
250,000.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or Kentucky, my home state, or my pseudo home state
Yeah.
that I've actually never been to.
I'll bleep out. I'll bleep out the school.
Don't they know where you went? Like, isn't it part of your? Like, if they just search you on DuckDuckGo.
Okay, let's be honest here. If they don't, if viewers aren't watching this video for more than 2 minutes, then they're definitely not going to do the due diligence and look up where Eddie went to school.
That's
That's
true.
true. Yeah.
It'd be pretty meta if they did. Like, oh,
I don't know if I have where I went to school anywhere though.
Like, I'm sure someone will cross-reference it, like hack into the government.
All right. Well, don't dox me, guys. Don't. Let's not do this.
It's just on Eddie's profile. It just says educated.
Yeah, yeah. Did you guys know that that Aunt Becky finally is going to jail?
I was at the college admission scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
How long's she going down for? Like 10 days?
I think it's only like 6 months.
Oh, that's actually a lot more than I
Yeah.
That's a
thought.
good amount of time. What if she gets like really fucked up? That would be good for her.
She got like a prison expert to teach her how
That's
to
not
be in
real.
prison. Yeah, no,
Sounds like a movie.
She got a consultant to teach her how to like exist in a jail cell.
That's got to be like an Onion article, man. That's so stupid.
I mean, she's rich enough to like, if she's rich enough to pay a little, and she didn't even pay that much more, like
Yeah, it's true.
to get her. She paid like, I think it was like 500,000 to the scam guy, and then she
That's a
paid like the entirety of the tuition and room and board and everything else.
500,000.
So I think, and that, well, she had 2 daughters, so it was like, it ended up being like $1 million.
Holy shit.
But I mean,
Right, but she probably makes money on reruns, like the Seinfeld.
oh, she makes
I
a
know
fuck
she
ton.
wasn't on Seinfeld.
She wasn't on Seinfeld. I don't know why she
I
would
know.
make money from Seinfeld.
I don't know. I just kind of went off the deep
Hold on,
end on
just a
that
second.
one.
Honestly, though, like her being like her like training to go to jail. That sounds like a sitcom or
Dude,
like a
isn't
TV movie.
that was the Get Hard movie with Will Ferrell and Kevin
Oh,
Hart.
that's right. That's yeah, you're exactly right. She
What
should have
movie?
hired.
Get Hard.
Oh,
That's exactly what it's like. She should have hired. Who was the guy that taught Will Ferrell?
That's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, she should have hired Kevin Hart to teach her how to survive in jail.
I don't think Kevin Hart.
I don't think Kevin Hart's ever been to jail.
Well, that was the premise of the movie. Is that Will Ferrell just found some, like the first black guy he saw, he assumed was in prison, and then hired him. And Kevin Hart was not in prison and was just like, yeah, that's what I'm about.
I'm sure she did the same thing. Honestly, let's be real.
Oh, Lori.
Yeah.
Do you have a? Will you be showing a picture of her right now?
Yeah, probably.
What about her daughter?
Just like fucking punts her out the window.
What's saying?
Oh shit! Sorry, he's talking about some stuff. Hold on.
This is gonna be a good part of the podcast. This is some genius radio.
That was a good live action.
No, yeah, that was awesome.
We should keep that part in. That was really fun.
I don't think so.
We'll see. We'll
That's
see.
right. I was actually wondering about that if they would pick up. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, just
Yeah.
beep it out.
I'm put that there just to remember.
Well, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. Because you can see in the audio like the waveform where it just like goes completely uniform, and then you can just go there and like
Wait, did you Fourier transform it?
FCPX does.
Well, see, this is good. This will get our science viewers interested.
Oh, it won't.
Sine of x equals x.
Is that even science? So that's more math. Like Fourier transform. Like that's just pure math. Like the
Yeah,
idea
math
of
is not
Fourier
science.
Yeah, exactly. Get that
All right,
straight.
guys, we're not gonna fucking talk about science on my podcast. All right, I'm gonna
But
let's
science-
get that straight.
Are you saying we're anti-science? Because I can get behind
Education.
that.
Get that out of here.
So
Yeah, we
we're-
educate on different things.
like what? What have we educated on it? Oh, actually,
We
never
had
mind.
science we had the Goya powered car. Last episode we had the Pope baby. Which
Incredibly
was also
scientific.
scientific.
Very scientific.
It was scientific method.
Yeah. Very
And,
statistics, data science model based.
It was just based off a loose idea in one of our heads. That's what it's all about.
I used to think as a kid, speaking of loose ideas, I used to think it like when I was a kid that Walter Cronkite invented the Klondike bar.
That's a
Because like
stretch.
they just sounded no, it was because they sounded so similar that you would think that like there's no way someone would like have the ingenuity to make up like this separate name that sounds somewhat similar to Cronkite. You know what I mean? And then like
I see where you're coming from.
yeah, see, and then it's like if you think about it more, it's like like their slogan, like what we do for like a Klondike bar.
Mhm.
Well, I feel like if someone's really hungry, they would do a lot, and it could get pretty
Oh,
dark. You know what I
Believe me,
mean?
they would.
Exactly, but
We've
that's
all
just
been
how
there.
it is. That's just the way it is. And then that's Walter Cronkite's catchphrase, so it made perfect sense.
I wonder if there was like a guy back in like the early like I don't know, early 13th century named like Walter Penis, who just like looked at it. He was like, "What do I call this?" And it was just like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, are you saying for?
and just made it eponymous or whatever that word is.
Are
Are
you
you saying
implying that? What? Go
Are you
on,
saying that
Rory.
Walter Penis invented the Klondike bar?
No, yeah.
Oh no, I misinterpreted that badly. I thought he invented the penis in this hypothetical.
What if every word was named after like a person?
You just have to wait for someone to be born to have like a leg. I don't get it.
No, well, I feel like the people like that do exist, so that like, just have really ridiculous names like Gaylord, and I mean
Oh,
they've
yeah.
made movies out of that, like Meet the Fockers, like that. That like those people, their last names were literally.
Wait, his
Focker.
name was Gaylord Talker, wasn't it?
He created the
Yeah.
concept of being a gay lord.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello,
Yeah, let's look up the
Mr.
history
Mr.
of that.
Vasectomy. You have your operation coming up, but since you're the first person to ever have this, we're just gonna name it after you.
No, dude, actually, that's like probably true.
I don't think that's true.
Look it up. Well, actually, don't look it up. I'm sure that's a little bit beyond the scope of the viewer.
Mr. Vaginal Sex, the first person to do that. All right, I think this bit is over.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a fun one. It lasted
While
about
it
a
lasted.
minute 30 seconds.
We can edit that anywhere. So whatever the viewers would like to hear, though.
No, they can comment in their own too.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, they won't. Obviously, they've stopped listening at this point. But
They stopped
Once-
listening the minute the podcast like started.
it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll just give the view just for.
They're just gonna talk about Klondike bars the entire time.
Yeah.
I've never had a Klondike bar. I'm gonna be brutally honest.
I've only had a
We
few.
can't go down this line of this isn't something we can talk about.
Klondike bars are not sustainable.
Yeah, we're just gonna be like, oh, when did I have a Klondike bar for the first time, and when did I have a weird experience with it? I don't think we
Oh,
can.
I hope you didn't have a weird experience.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Although I could see it being very possible.
What?
I'm just saying that.
How?
I met a guy
Well,
named
just look-
Walter Penis who gave me a Klondike bar.
There is a hole in
You know
the
what
middle
I'm
of
saying?
the bar. Cut the tape. We're done.
All right, yeah, that's it. That's all we're doing.
Oh dear lord.
We didn't even introduce ourselves. Hello, listeners.
Yeah, that's gonna be our thing. We're gonna introduce ourselves in the middle of the fucking show.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
so-
Roy.
So
Wait, no,
no
that's
one
how
can ever
people
know
are-
who. Yeah,
But that's how they know when to stop watching. So we should
When we
put it at the end.
introduce
at introductions.
They'll be like, "Shit, these guys need to introduce themselves." Then I can give up, you know.
Yeah, imagine
That's
how
what
many
the statistics
listeners
say.
we're losing because we're not introducing ourselves.
Probably like 10.
I am Eddie Ho Young. That's the name that you should know.
I'm Roy Klondike Jr.
Nice.
Introduce yourself, Lance.
I'm Lance Bryant, the third.
No,
I'm actually not the third. I made that
no
last part up.
relation to Lane Bryant, the store for women's goods.
Or Kobe Bryant,
Uh,
the famous golf player.
yes.
Or Elaine from Seinfeld.
Wait, what?
Wait, her last name was Bryant? No, there's no way.
No, it's Dreyfus, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's her real last name.
Oh, what's it in the? No, it's Bennis.
Yeah, it's like I think it's Bennett. I don't think it's Bennis. Bennis, Bennis is something different.
I wish it was Bennis
That would be very good. Wait, why do you wish it was Bennis?
because it sounds like another word.
No, we need more weird last names in the world. There's not enough. It's so
Coffee.
generic.
What about
Fuck boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, there actually was a kid whose last name was like a Vietnamese student, I believe. Their last name was like Phuc, and the teacher emailed the kids like, "Please go by a different name." And they're like, "It's my name. Like, I can't."
Wow.
And then
the
then
teacher
his
was like-
response was like, "If my name was I suck dick, I would change my name." And she was like, "What the fuck?" And then
I think he got fired.
he did. Get fired. Hilarious response though to like a stupid
Oh, yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh my god, yeah, that was it was so stupid.
I don't. If it just seemed like he didn't want to be there anymore. If he was gonna respond like
Yeah, that's a
that
point
level
you're
of
that old.
unprofessionalism to like a student of your class who was like a freshman in college.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's what your tuition money's going towards, folks.
What else happened this week? There's a hurricane.
Oh, that is exciting news. Unless you live in the
The
path.
hurricane that is Taylor Swift's new album, Folklore.
Oh,
It's a
wait,
hurricane of
did she really have a new album?
yeah.
I thought
It's a
she like
hurricane
retired.
of love, misery, and acceptance.
Positive reviews.
Yeah.
All her albums get positive reviews, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know what she did. She has like a hipster following now. It's like cool to like Taylor Swift and to intellectualize her music.
Yeah, that was not true up until. I thought she was like country up until like 2 years ago.
I've been doing that for ages now. So I'm the true original hipster.
Really,
Good job, Contact.
Yeah.
I think it's just like people want to feel better about liking like pop music that sounds like good and is like very simple. So they're like, oh, this music is actually about imperialism and its relation to love and economics or
And
something.
the slave
stupid.
market.
Yeah, exactly. When it's like the music isn't that like complicated and it just sounds good, you know. I mean,
I feel that
everyone I've talked to like loves the album. I haven't listened to it yet though.
How many people have you talked to about it?
Like 3.
Shit.
Do
Dude,
you just
when
go
did it
around
come out?
asking people about like Taylor Swift's album?
No,
Do you
but
just
That
go
sounds
up
like
and say like, "Hey, Taylor Swift album,
I
you like
talk.
it?"
No, I talk to people, and then
Wow, way
obviously
to flex on
Taylor
us.
Swift. Taylor Swift comes up in conversation. Yeah, she does.
Much like the weather,
Hmm.
as
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah, it's a hurricane, man.
Yeah.
It's a whirlwind of musicality and just
Emotion.
just genuine stuff, man. Bon Iver's on the album. That's pretty cool.
Are you
Doesn't that mean
serious?
good winter
Oh,
in
wow.
French?
Yes.
I took
Good.
French for a few years in high school.
Tell us about that.
I did pretty poorly in it. My teacher said we had to do like this public service announcement about like Thanksgiving, and then I wrote this very long story about a turkey like rising from the dead and attacking his teacher.
Jesus.
And then I read it out
That sounds like
loud.
such an attack from you.
Well, it was me and a partner, and then we read it, and he's like, "You have a very monotonous voice. That didn't come across too good." I was like, "Oh, thanks." And the story made no sense. It was all Google Translate. It was a really dark time. My friend had to redo French he had to go to summer school for that class because he didn't do any of the other homeworks. I did enough to get like a B minus, but he skipped all the homeworks. So in addition to doing terribly in the project, he failed the class.
Wow, so that was like that kid's last chance, and Dimitri, you just fucked it up. You just really didn't care.
Just
and
threatened
just
your
let him-
teacher with a zombie turkey.
just to make sure that kid failed.
Well, I think we thought it was funny, and the teacher was obviously not 15 years old, so he did not think it was funny because it wasn't funny. It was just really stupid.
How do you say like the turkey came back from the dead and attacked someone in French?
Turkey is donned, I think. Dinde. And I think death is mort.
Yeah.
That's all and the is le. So, and then there's a few words in between. That I don't know, man. Like we can ad lib it later. Yeah, it'd be cool if there was like a Google Translate option to translate our pod into a bunch of different languages. That would push us into a lot of different markets.
You can do that.
Wait,
How
you can
is it like you
translate
have to
a
pay for that?
podcast?
Or?
No, you can there's software that transcribes the words in your podcast, which also makes it like searchable. So if someone
really?
wants to
Kinda
look up like the terrible things that we've said, they can, which is why I don't want to do that necessarily. Because I mean, you can then translate it, but I don't think even if we had like a notable amount of viewers, that we would have viewers from another country.
But the Chinese market is way bigger than the U.S.
Yeah,
market.
it's now that the NBA has dropped out.
Oh,
That's a vacant spot.
yeah, there's an
We
opening
can
for
go
us.
and claim it.
Yeah.
Some lonely Asian kid in China is just he has nothing to do on a Friday night, and he just types in just like a
Chinese.
Klondike bar.
Klondike.
Dude, we show up.
I don't think we'd be the first one that shows up, but we might be
search
the third
Walter
or fourth.
Penis to find
That might be the first
yeah.
one to show up.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a common.
Yeah, the kid is
name.
just trying to. Yeah, the kid is just trying to look up porn, but he just types something wrong, and then our podcast shows up by accident.
Chinese. No, never mind. It's cool.
Oh God.
Something that was making me laugh yesterday while I was alone was I was thinking, maybe since Nickelodeon is pissed off that we called out their biggest director.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then they looked at the podcast and realized that it was animated, that they would offer me like a chance to redeem myself by pitching shows, and I thought of a really good one, which is just Asian Jimmy Neutron. But in order to make it more woke, the show is about how Asian Jimmy Neutron. We need to think of an. We'll call him.
Well, Jimmy is a good American Asian
That's true.
name,
Mm-hmm.
so that can stay in. You just have to change the last name, Jimmy Fook.
Jimmy.
That's where we got in trouble.
Jimmy.
Jimmy Fooktron.
Jimmy Fooktron. Jimmy Fooktron and his people. But I guess the premise for this show is that people don't care that he's smart because he's Asian, and they just expect him to be that smart.
Yeah,
so
right.
he has to deal with the increased expectations of just being an Asian student in America with a pet robot dog. And instead of having parents who are just like stupid, they're like they're I guess just tiger parents, like, do your homework now, and then he's just like, I did homework, and and then that's the show.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to just expose young viewers to the realities of being like Asian, I guess.
Well, I'd say that I would greenlight that as long as you kept the Jimmy Neutron banana scene that his dad talks about.
That's the
You
one
know what
we
I'm talking
can't
about?
Mm-hmm.
When his dad sits on a banana.
It changes like
That's gonna
forever.
have to stay there for sure.
Yeah, that can't go.
I sat on banana, and it changed life.
Maybe not include that bit if you want to throw that pilot out to the producers.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it doesn't even matter that you slandered the name of our biggest producer of every single one of our shows. You thought of an idea that's gonna fight Asian racism with
Asian racism.
With Asian racism. Oh yeah. I think we got a stranglehold on this idea, guys.
Wait, but we just pitched it to the public. Someone's just gonna steal it.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't worry, it's copyrighted.
I mean, honestly, China's probably gonna steal it. Like, they're just gonna take this idea.
Dude, there's definitely a Chinese Jimmy Neutron already in China.
Called Jimmy Fooktron.
It's probably not called that, no.
Jimmy Fooktron sounds like some Asian porn star's name. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. It sounds like a robot, like the Fooktron.
Fooktron 9000. Yeah.
Wait, I feel like that was a bit in Austin Powers. No, it was like Fook and me were the two people.
Yeah.
And then Austin would be like, "Oh, you're Fook, me," and she's like, "Yeah, Fook, me." And he's like, "If you say so."
What was the guy's name in? What was the Asian guy? The Asian Odd Job. You know what I'm
What do
talking
you
about?
mean? Nah.
In Austin Powers.
I know you're talking. I don't remember.
Wait,
just describe the character.
He was just like the Asian version of Odd Job in Austin Powers.
But he threw a shoe.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh,
his name was Random Task. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think it's been talked about on other podcasts, but he killed somebody in real life.
Wait,
Are
really?
you serious? With his shoe?
I don't think that's
No. In California, he like raped and murdered somebody, and then
Wow.
And then it was like very easy to find him because he's like a public figure.
Shit. That's not what I expected his life
Wow,
to
that's
turn
right. Wait, did he do that before he got hired to be Random Task?
No, they were like, the random task guy was it was like It was like a meme because he ended up like murdering somebody.
My God,
Yeah.
It's-
never
That's-
trust someone who throws a shoe. I guess
That's true.
it's terrible.
It sounded like veiled racism, Roy.
Are you saying that random tat? Are you saying that Asian people are more likely to throw shoes? That's not true. I feel like Italian people would do that.
What about the
Maybe
guy that threw in
Hispanics.
a George Bush? Who was that?
If someone threw a shoe at George Bush,
I think that
That
was
was like the biggest news
that
story.
was
of,
like
like
an
2004.
Iranian guy, wasn't
I
it?
think so. Yeah. George Bush was like bombing their country, and then he went over there and was, for some reason, gave a speech.
Yeah,
Or maybe it was in the U.S.
Sorry. They're like, can you please stop like selling our enemies weapons? And he's like, no.
That's all I remember from the Bush presidents. We were.
wait,
that was
did
a long
anyone
time ago.
block the shoe? Did anyone block the shoe, or was it just like a direct
he
hit?
narrowly avoided the shoe.
Gee, I wonder if he would have. Like, what if he died from? If you get hit the right angle at that age, you probably could die from like a shoe to the face.
Shoes are dangerous. Like if it's a
Oh, yeah.
very
Steel toe?
well cut shoe, or yeah, like steel toe shoes, or like if it's like a high, kind of like a raised heel, like shoe, but it hits the corner of the raised heel, that could be a cut.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, like a high heel? Like
No, like a raised heel. You know what I'm talking about for shoes?
no.
What?
No.
How have you
Yeah.
guys never worn a raised like? Have you guys never been to prom? Like your shoes weren't flat, were they? They had
Oh,
a
I see what
raised
you're saying.
heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think you mean like high heels, but
No. He's talking about like shoes with a little bit of a platform at the end of
Yeah.
it.
like a loafer.
Yeah, like a
Mm.
loafer.
Wait, what's the thing for pants? No, slacks. Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
What
What
about
socks?
them?
Well, I just thought the word. I just mixed up in my head the word loafer and slack.
And
Slacks. Snack.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is bad.
They were-
This is so
Then you-
difficult.
Then you started thinking about Klondike bars.
Yeah.
And
those are
then
fucking
Walter.
Klondike bars.
Yeah. Then you
Oh,
better
shit.
watch Jimmy Fuktron.
Yeah, we need
That's true.
all of this to come together.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's forced, it'll all just come together.
Oh, we had T Swift in there for a bit. She's actually my second cousin.
Yeah. Do you explain?
I mean, like, it's just a fact.
Wait, she's your second cousin?
Well, my character's second cousin.
Oh.
But she's not my second. She's Lance's second cousin.
Well, one of my coworkers' best friends was good friends with Taylor Swift because she grew up in Pennsylvania.
Wait, that's so your coworker's friend's friend.
What do you mean by best friend?
Ooh.
No. So my coworker's best friend was
Your
friends-
coworker's best friend was friend.
No. My coworker's best friend was friends with a friend who was friends with Taylor Swift. There you go.
That's four levels of separation.
Degrees,
Is that
yeah.
worth sharing?
No.
Yeah. No, for
No.
sure. Okay,
No.
if you're best friends with someone and that best friend knows a friend and that friend knows someone famous, that's close enough if you're their best friend.
Dude, you can. I think there's
Okay.
like proven that you can separate the separation from anybody to anybody else in the country. Like, is 5. I'm pretty sure
There's no
Okay.
way.
5 or 6.
How is that possible?
Well, no, you just don't know. Like, for example, my old roommate Jiz was friends with a famous basketball player who met Barack Obama and was buddies with him. So all of us are 3 connections from Barack Obama.
Right. Well, my mom probably doesn't want me to talk about her on the podcast.